This is Sundry News for Thursday, June 18th. And there doesn't appear to be a Daily Wire email for today, so we begin with the Daily Yahoo, brought to you by Yahoo News. Actor Danny Masterson charged with raping 3 women. Danny Masterson, known for his role on That 70s Show, was charged with forcibly raping 3 women in separate incidents between 2001 and 2003. Is forcibly raping not a redundant statement? That seems superfluous. Rape is generally force. Anyway, I see what you're doing though. You're setting up rape to not be just forcible, because after the fact, women have been claiming that they've been raped even when they weren't, even when they were actually, they actually consented. After the fact, they have still been like, oh, I didn't want to do that. It was rape, blah, blah, blah. I was coerced. So I see what you're doing. You're just adding forcibly to make it seem like there's anything other than forced rape. Anyway, we can look at this because I feel really conflicted about this. I'm not sure about this. Has been charged with rape. The actor maintains his innocence. Okay. The Los Angeles District Attorney's Office announced on Wednesday that Masterson, 44, has been charged with forcibly raping 3 women in separate incidents between... I'm sure the district attorney said forcibly raping. I'm so sure. In separate incidents between 2001 and 2003. Yeah, that was a long time ago, by the way. That was a long time ago. He's married and has kids now. And he lost his job on a Netflix show because of all this, and that was a while ago. Why did it take so long to bring any charges? If convicted, he faces a possible maximum sentence of 45 years to life in state prison. Los Angeles County inmate records show that Masterson was arrested at 11:30 a.m. on Wednesday. He's being held on $3.3 million bail. Jeez. Masterson is accused of raping a 23-year-old woman in 2001. The complaint also states he allegedly raped a 23-year-old woman and a 28-year-old woman in separate incidents in 2003. All of the alleged crimes occurred at his home in the Hollywood Hills. Oh, what were they doing at his home, huh? I wonder what they thought was going to happen. The district attorney's office noted it declined to file sexual assault charges against Masterson in 2 other cases, one for insufficient evidence and the other based upon the statute of limitations for the alleged crime. I wonder what the statute of limitations is. It must be right on the edge. It's gotta be right on the edge for that 2001 one. Also, speaking of evidence, how in the world can there be sufficient evidence in these other cases? Mr. Masterson is innocent, and we're confident that he will be exonerated when all the evidence finally comes to light and witnesses have the opportunity to testify, Tom Mesereau, the actor's criminal defense attorney, told Yahoo Entertainment in a statement. Obviously, Mr. Masterson and his wife are in complete shock considering that these nearly 20-year-old allegations are suddenly resulting in charges being filed, but they and their family are comforted knowing that ultimately the truth will come out. Mesereau continues, the people who know Mr. Masterson know his character and know the allegations to be false. Masterson has been married to Bijou Phillips since 2011. They have a 6-year-old daughter. Sexual assault allegations first surfaced against Masterson in 2016, and he has been under investigation by the LAPD since. What could they have possibly found in all this time? As the Me Too movement swept through Hollywood following Harvey Weinstein's 2017 downfall, Netflix fired him from the ranch. In 2019, 2 of Masterson's alleged victims, Chrissy Bixler and Babette Reales, spoke out against Masterson and the Church of Scientology, on the documentary series Leah Remini, Scientology in the Aftermath. They claimed they were drugged and raped while dating the actor, who was a practicing Scientologist. Bixler, who dated Masterson for 6 years, if they turn this into some bigger thing against Scientology, that would definitely be interesting. I just don't know. Bixler, who dated Masterson for 6 years and was a practicing Scientologist, alleged Masterson drugged and sexually assaulted her in December 2001. Bixler claimed she reported the crime to an ethics officer at a Scientology celebrity center, but was told she couldn't have been raped because she was in a relationship with Masterson. She is one of 4 women who filed a civil suit against Masterson, the Church of Scientology, and the head of the church, David Miscavige, Miscavige. The Church of Scientology and Masterson have denied all of the allegations. Masterson called the lawsuit beyond ridiculous at the time. I'm not going to fight my ex-girlfriend in the media like she's been baiting me to do for more than 2 years. I will beat her in court and look forward to it because the public will finally be able to learn the truth and see how I've been railroaded by this woman. And once her lawsuit is thrown out, I intend to sue her and the others who jumped on the bandwagon for the damage they caused me and my family, he said in August 2019. An arraignment in Masterson's rape case has been set for September 18th, 2020. Very interesting. Back. Man reveals secret dual purpose of ceiling fans. What type of sorcery is this? If you have a ceiling fan, particularly an ineffective one, oh, my ceiling fan is definitely effective. I'm freezing right now. It may come as a surprise that you've been using it wrong for years. This is extremely clickbaity, but I am super curious. Anthony Bertonson, a 20-year-old TikToker from Kansas City, Missouri, left social media users in disbelief after sharing the simple trick on TikTok with his over 1.5 million followers. Today, I finally realized that my ceiling fan has been making my room a sauna for 6 years. Is this about the little switch on the top of it? After explaining his struggles with temperature control in his room, which led him to constantly leaving his ceiling fan on, Bertonson said that one day a friend serendipitously showed him how to change the direction of his fan during a face. Oh my god, that's what this is about? There's a little switch. While we're FaceTiming, he switches the direction of his fan to heat his room in the winter, Bertonson said. I've been suffering for 6 years and I just now realized my fuck up today. Yeah, there's a switch on the top of the fan, above the blades. You switch it and it starts turning a different way. Okay. Oh my goodness. Mama June Shannon admits to using $2,500 worth of meth a day. Holy shit. We were broke. Yeah, no kidding. So her and her husband? Our habit was $2,500 a day, if not more, Mama June Shannon said of using meth with boyfriend, Eugene Edward Gino Doak. That is awful. The Voice just announced Nick Jonas's replacement, and his fans are not happy. We're sure Blake is thrilled with this news, though. I don't give a fuck. Khloe Kardashian offers a glimpse inside Kylie Jenner's private jet. The jet is dubbed Kylie Air. Oh, guess what? I don't give a fuck. Food Network cuts ties with Guy's Grocery Games chef because of domestic violence allegations. Oh, brother. A chef who appeared on 2 episodes, just 2 episodes, of the Food Network show Guy's Grocery Games, hosted by Guy Fieri, has been cut off from further appearances on the network. Chad Barrett appeared on Fieri's show in 2017 and 2019 and also participated in a Food Network-affiliated something or other. But they cut ties with the entire show because he was on there twice? That seems like a little much. Last-minute Father's Day gifts. Still looking for a gift for Father's Day? Check out the top deals and inspirations our editors can't wait to share. What's hot? Oh, it's all this stuff that you can do with Yahoo Search. Ugh. All this stuff that you can do with Yahoo Search. Trending now. Black Lives Matter. Natalie Emmanuel. Father's Day 2020. It's the 21st, by the way. Oh, that's this Sunday. I thought it wasn't... I'm losing track of time. Laura Ingraham, current CD rates, Bedbox mattress. Ariel Winter, Lowe's coupons, Rachel Hollis, Kristen Cavallari. Thank you, Daily Yahoo. Now we go to 1440. Good morning, it's Thursday, June 18th, and we're covering charges in Atlanta, a proposal to change a major internet liability law, and police reform in the Senate. Need to know. Atlanta officer charged. This is ridiculous. A former Atlanta police officer who shot and killed a black man during a... You make it sound so simple. Very simplistic. Really. During a DUI arrest last weekend, has been charged with 11 offenses, including felony murder. A second officer on the scene was charged with 4 counts, including aggravated assault and 3 counts of violation of oath. You're really not gonna... Oh, okay, they do describe it, okay. The former officer, Garrett Rolfe, originally approached 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks Friday night after responding to calls of an inebriated driver at a Wendy's drive-thru. A struggle ensued when officers attempted to take Brooks into custody after he failed a breathalyzer test, with Brooks grabbing one of the officer's taser. I think you mean grabbing one of the officer's tasers. No. Oh, grabbing one of the officer's taser. Okay, that's weird wording. A struggle ensued. According to investigators, Brooks, he was running away, and then Brooks turned and pointed the taser at officers while fleeing. You can see police body camera footage here. Warning, content may be disturbing. District Attorney Paul Howard said Rolfe kicked Brooks while on the ground, with Officer Devin Brosnan standing on Brooks' shoulder. That doesn't sound likely. Attorneys for Rolfe said he feared for his safety and reacted to the sound and flash of the taser. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms has said she did not feel the use of deadly force was justified. They never do anymore, though some experts frame the shooting as lawful but awful under Georgia law, saying the case could be hard to prosecute. An unconfirmed number of Atlanta police officers reportedly held a sick-out Wednesday night to protest the charges. The incident has forced the resignation of Police Chief Erica Shields and galvanized anti-police brutality protests already underway after the death of George Floyd. Anything. Every single thing that happens is going to do that, no matter what the truth of the matter is. This was justified. A justified shooting because the fucker was fighting them. They did not bring out their guns until he stole one of their lethal weapons. A taser is a lethal weapon, and fucking pointed it at them. This is ridiculous. Section 230 proposal. The Justice Department revealed a proposal yesterday limiting the scope of liability protections for internet tech companies from user-posted content. The Justice Department revealed a proposal yesterday limiting the scope of liability protections for internet tech companies from user-posted content. Yes, okay. The reforms would remove protections from platforms that facilitate content violating federal laws concerning child exploitation, cyberstalking, and terrorism. It would also push platforms to be more transparent about content moderation decisions. The plan targets Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. Credited with catalyzing the growth of the modern internet, the law effectively treats online companies as publishing intermediaries, not responsible for specific content posted by individual users. The law also protects companies from editing or deleting content, if done in good faith, even if otherwise protected by the First Amendment. Critics say the new proposal would require sites to enact wide-ranging moderation to avoid legal ramifications. Separately, studies suggest social media's real bias is toward increased polarization. Okay. Senate unveils police reform bill. Senate Republicans unveiled a major police reform package yesterday, developed in the wake of nationwide protests sparked by the killing of George Floyd 3 weeks ago. The bill was led by Senator Tim Scott, Republican, South Carolina, and was introduced on the 5th anniversary of a white supremacist attack on a Charleston church that killed 9 African-American congregants. Scott, a friend to a pastor slain in the shooting, was moved to tears, recounting the incident during a floor speech yesterday. What does that have to do with police reform? The bill would narrow the use of chokeholds and required de-escalation training, but leave aside the issue of legal protections for officers known as qualified immunity. A procedural... I think they should do something about unions. Do some union tweaking. A procedural vote is expected on the bill next week, though it is unclear whether there is enough support from Democrats, who previously introduced their own package, to surpass the 60-vote threshold needed to begin debate. In the know. Sports, entertainment, and culture. English Premier League resumed yesterday as players wore Black Lives Matter uniforms and knelt at kickoff. Oh, how nice. U.S. Olympic 100-meter favorite Christian Coleman receives temporary ban from missing doping tests. Kim Kardashian West signs deal with Spotify to produce and host new exclusive podcast likely to focus on criminal justice reform. Oh. That 70s show actor Danny Masterson, charged with 3 counts of rape, faces up to 45 years in prison. Oh, don't you know, it wasn't just rape, it was forcible rape. Comedian Chris D'Elia accused of sexually harassing underage girls. Science and technology. MIT unveils its annual Innovators Under 35 list, spotlighting the top young inventors, entrepreneurs, and visionaries from around the world. New research says the first non-avian dinosaurs laid soft-shelled eggs, contradicting previous theories, with hard-shelled eggs evolving independently at least 3 separate times. Interesting. Physicists announce what may be the first direct evidence of axions. The hypothesized subatomic particle is a candidate for dark matter, the mysterious mass that comprises 85% of the universe. Business and markets. PepsiCo to change Aunt Jemima pancake brand image and name, long criticized as being based on racial stereotypes. ConAgra to review Mrs. Butterworth's and Uncle Ben's brands. This is almost as bad as taking the Land O'Lakes lady off the butter. Almost. Why? Well, Land O'Lakes lady was designed specifically with a specific tribe's heritage in mind. They were giving honor to Native Americans and the tribe that the image is derived from. And now that honor is just removed. No more honor for the Native Americans. In this case, even if aunt and uncle are reminiscent of what slave owners used to call them, they could keep the likenesses, but I guess if you have to change something, just take out the aunt or the uncle. In the case of Uncle Ben's, I read yesterday that Uncle Ben was a farmer, Ben something, last name I don't remember, in Texas, a Texas farmer. And that wasn't his likeness, it was the likeness of a New York waiter. But it still was an actual farmer's name. I mean, you could change it to Farmer Ben, I guess. And there's no reason not to keep the likeness, because I bet that guy's descendants are probably pretty proud of their great-grandfather or whatever being Uncle Ben. That's a cool thing. And I don't know who the likeness of Aunt Jemima is, or Mrs. Butterworth for that matter, but I just, this is not the right way. Just like I this is what I said about taking Gone with the Wind off of platforms. There were actual black actors in that movie. Most notably, the first black actor to win an Oscar was in that movie. So when you take that away, and it was historically accurate anyway, it's not like I'm pretty sure they didn't try to make slavery seem okay or something. Anyway, so you're taking away the legacy of those black actors who managed to break into a difficult industry. I'm sure it was very hard for black actors to break into Hollywood, and yet they managed to do it. And you're just trying to erase their legacy, their awesome accomplishments. And so that's kind of also what this is. You want to, Can we not have faces? Can we not have people on our brands? Once you take away all of the black likenesses on brands, then it's going to seem a lot like we can only have white people on brands, so then you're going to have to take those away too. It's ridiculous. Everything is ridiculous. Netflix CEO Reed Hastings and wife Patty Quillen make $120 million pledge to support historically black colleges and universities. Oh, isn't that nice? Google announces pledge to increase hiring of underrepresented groups in leadership roles by 30% over next 5 years. Oh, isn't that nice? What's that word? Oh, I did it again. I can't remember. I was trying to think of this a few episodes ago. My brain always blocks it out, I guess. Anyway, that's racist. Just saying. I'm going to be discriminating against, underrepresented groups. So you're going to be discriminating against overrepresented groups? Whatever. Politics and world affairs. In new book, former National Security Advisor John Bolton alleges President Trump sought to boost re-election chances by asking the Chinese to buy more agricultural products. Is that bad? It was just asking? Okay. We want to export more, don't we? We've been importing too much. We want to export more, don't we? And asking? That doesn't sound so scandalous. Trump rejects claim, calls Bolton a liar. See, he reacts a little bit too strongly to some things. There are some things where it would just be like, whatever, but then he reacts a little bit too strongly, so, Calls Bolton a liar. Justice Department sues to prevent release on national security grounds. See Bolton excerpt in the Wall Street Journal. Florida, Texas, and Arizona each set daily highs for new coronavirus cases. U.S. has reported 2.16 million total cases with 117,717 deaths. That's a fun number. 117717. 117717. 117,717 deaths. As of this morning. See 3-day moving average here. Senate passes sweeping land conservation bill that includes billions to address maintenance backlogs at national parks across the country. In depth. The American press is destroying itself. Oh. From Tybee/Substack. The award-winning journalist Matt Taibbi sparked a lively debate this week with this article, arguing that newsroom revolts in recent years have pushed media companies away from free press principles and toward greater censorship. Agreed? This is just fucking unbelievable. From Vanity Fair. Like many in the travel industry, rental car company Hertz was hit hard by the pandemic. Now bankrupt with shareholders likely to walk away empty-handed, something strange is happening. Thousands of speculative investors are causing its stock prices to surge. 1440 fines. We found a pretty fine asset class. Vinovest gives everyday investors access to a portfolio of fine wines. With strong yearly-to-date growth and low market correlation, wine could be the missing link from your portfolio. Invest with Vinovest today. I would do that if I had a portfolio. If I had investments. Your network is powerful. Put it to work and get paid. Introduce your connections to exciting startups and earn $650 every time. If you actually have a network of connections. Did you know what Intel, CES, and other cool tech businesses have in common? They all use .tech domains. Learn about .tech and use code TECH499 for a 90% discount on your purchase. This is a sponsored post. Etc. Meet this year's 50 most disruptive companies. Waste time with this macaroni drawing app. Soar above the earth with the best aerial photos of 2020. Twitter will now let you record audio tweets. And Facebook will let you turn off political ads. The FDA approves its first prescription video game. What? Use this website to determine whether you're a future Karen. The 2021 Ford Bronco is set to be unveiled on O.J. Simpson's birthday. Clickbait. Take a moment to appreciate these aggressively named Chinese scooters. History book. U.S. declares war against Great Britain as War of 1812 begins. 1812. Happy birthday, Paul McCartney, 1942. Happy birthday, Blake Shelton, 1976. Sally Ride becomes first American woman in space, 1983. Rapper XXXTentacion murdered, 2018. Imagination grows by exercise, and contrary to common belief, is more powerful in the mature than in the young. Paul McCartney. Interesting. Only if the old are exercising it. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Anybody who might possibly be watching, please consider subscribing if you are. Just to be nice. For the hell of it. Thank you, and goodbye.